and bounce them on their knees.
Sweet mellow.
Sing a melody. Did you need my
Nation Gang, Word Mob, what it do? It's your man, 50 Grand, Kevin Barnes, a militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer, Razzle Dazzle. On a Monday night, live from the basement, we about to do what we do. I got my partners with me, man. Mr. Katia, what's going on with you, my brother?
Peaceful, peaceful. I'm over here at Meatless Mondays doing my thing, sitting outside. I feel, I like doing the show out here better because I interact more, my attention can stay focused more. But let me continue with my thing though, man. But yeah, I'm down here at Meatless Mondays, man. Y'all know what it is. It's the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture, teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor, your holistic health and wellness coach, Mr. Kamar Carter. Peace, peace to the family. I'm also the one who brings you nature's natural urban supplements and vitality. This is that good strawberry, though. It's the good strawberry one right here. You can only get this if you pre-order and pick it up on Mondays. Now, next week starting, we got pineapple on deck, y'all. Pineapple vitality is on deck, so come on and get it. Come get with your mans, holler at me. Come see what this stuff is like and what it can do for you.
My brother Rel, what's going on with you, man?
Hey man, blessed to be here. Just happy to, kick it with y'all one more again.
Right. He's smooth with it. He's, oh man, it ain't nothing. Man, if you got something to say that's positive or progressive, or maybe it's not, maybe you just don't give a shit. Call in, the number scrolling across the bottom of the screen. 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio, man. What can you say that needs to be said, right? Like, or what can you say that hasn't already been said all day, right? So, I mean, I wanted to start like this. First of all, there was three triple homicide over the weekend in Milwaukee, and right now the murder rate in Milwaukee is 55 people murdered. Like, and this is March, right? It's 2 times where it was last year. I did, and I had intended on including some footage from the mayoral debate, but I didn't do it. I didn't even, because they asked them about violence and what they would do in the next 100 days in order to counter the violence. And what I heard was like, it was like gibberish, right? Like that Charlie Brown shit, like wah, 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 wah. Like it was like, and then there's a conversation about the reduction of the police force and how there's not enough police officers. And I'm like, wait a minute, there was just a common council something that they passed where they just passed for a multi-million-dollar some funding to get new officers, a certain amount of new officers. It's just like you talking all over the place if people don't really know the details. So I just wasn't impressed. I said, I ain't gonna put this shit on here. But it's live from the basement on Monday night, man. What's going on with y'all, man? You at Meatless Mondays at the Taste, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
35th and Capitol, right next door to the post office.
Right.
It's going down. She got Philly cheesesteaks, mushroom, but it's like she used mushrooms, right? Portobello mushrooms, there's peppers in there. She got some vegan cheese that she made together, and then the corn's been a hit, so she kept bringing the corn back for the people. You could get that separate now. And then what else? She got some potatoes that she hooked up, man. They fire. I'm going down over here. I mean, then I also got my samples down here.
Okay. Y'all all out brawling. Y'all brawling right now. You know what I mean? Entrepreneur Negroing. That's what's up.
Hold on, y'all. Give me a sec.
Okay. But yeah, man. So like, what's the news of the day? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm more concerned about the homicide rate. There's some stuff that I'm actually watching. They're talking about the jobless rate is at a long time low. So that's a good thing, I guess, if people are going back to work and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm trying to bring up everything else to get around this bullshit, right? Like, the Fresh Prince slapped Everybody Hates Chris, right? Like, so it's like sitcom brawl last night on stage, right? Like, and people are up in arms. I don't even want to get really philosophical about it like everybody has. I feel like everybody's just like it's just meant to be a distraction, if you will, with everything else that's going on. I'm just like, and I get it. It's like a simple situation. One dude said something, the other dude smacked him. That's like been happening for years. People been getting slapped and fired on for the shit they said for years in our community, whether they was right or wrong, or whether the person who did it was right. Damn, man, you ain't even had to hit dude. Like, how many times you done said that to one of your friends? You ain't even have to hit dude. Like, so you know, I'm looking at it like, okay, I feel like this though. I'm gonna be honest. If we can't have comedians, I feel like the biggest thing in the person who got slapped in the face with this is comedy and free speech, like stand-up comics and free speech. Because if every time somebody says something, you can just go and fuck them up, like slap them, kick them, do whatever you want to do, then shit, that don't sound like a fun place to live. So, I mean, you know, but I know everybody has an opinion about it, man. I just don't want to get too. I didn't want to spend 2 hours talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, man.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, hey man, look, it's a bigger picture. This shit was fake, right? Dude didn't slap him for real. You know what I'm saying? It's a lesson in this, man. They teaching something.
Okay.
It's two things. First off, I'm gonna talk about what I think they was teaching. I think it's about just where you started, Kev, about comedians being able to talk and crack jokes and do what they want to do, right? I think it was about that too, because you know it's been an uprising with the comedians saying like, man, it's foul. Like y'all censoring the jokes we can tell. Like we can't tell certain shit. We used to be able to tell a joke about anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think I think it's something to bring attention to that, right? Now this is how I've been kicking it with it though. I'm like this, man. I'm using it as something for us as a community to learn off of. One, dig this. Our women always talking about how they ain't being protected. I think we need to see more men taking up for their women in our community. More men standing up for women in our community. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to see that. I've been seeing a lot of conversations about that, and I think that's one of the things what I've been pushing. You know what I mean? Fuck whatever happened in their relationship before. That ain't got nothing to do with us. I'm talking about in this situation. If I'm sitting, Kevin, if you sitting somewhere and it's a man right there, a comedian, I don't give a fuck who it is. He did say something that your wife feel was disrespectful, and she give you that look. You got to do something.
I think first of all, it's you got where you're at has a lot to do with it. I think if you go to a comedy show and you sit on the front row, and the comic says something about you or your girl, why are you upset? Like, so we going on the stage whooping their ass when they say.
Why I'm talking about this shit was staged, man. It was fake. You see where I'm going with it? You know what I mean? But I'm using this as a lesson for us to learn. Because, see, we need to see more men in our community stepping up for their women, for our women.
Is that the lesson?
No, that's my lesson. I said, this is what I'm running with, I said.
Okay.
I said with them, I believe it's just what it is. It's comedians making a stand about what it is. It was staged. He said some low blow jokes. Will Smith right there.
What was it?
That's wasn't real. I mean,
like it wasn't. It
was a low blow joke. You know what I mean?
No, it wasn't.
Because there's a lot of people saying she had alopecia. So to women, listen, Kev, listen. To women, that could be something very disrespectful. You talking about their hair?
There's HIPAA. I don't know you. I don't have your medical records. When I see you on the street, I don't have like I can look at my phone and be like, oh, this motherfucker got.
Yeah, you know, when you do stuff like that, man, still it's a lot of stuff that can happen, man. And like I say, shit was fake.
A lot can.
Everybody thinking this shit was real. This shit was fake.
It might have been.
How come security didn't rush him? How come didn't no police? We ain't heard about Will getting sweated by no police. He was just able to go sit back down right in the front row and watch the rest of the show. Go back up on stage, get an award. You just smacked him, man.
We got shout out to Byron
this
Terry.
Shit was fake, man.
Shout out to Byron Terry. He's in the chat room. He said This is the Oscars, not a comedy. It was a comedy. Chris Rock basically got slapped at work. You know what that's like
It
if
was
you
like
work
he didn't get slapped.
if you work at McDonald's and you work in the drive-through, right, and you say something to somebody in line, but they don't like how you said it, and they come in the restaurant and slap you on your shit. That's what this was like. Chris Rock was literally at work. He's a comedian. That's what he do at the damn Oscars. When he hosts, he does the jokes and shit. So like, and this wasn't even like he said, "Oh, your bald head ass bitch" or something like that. He just all he said was G.I. Jane too. Like, now I gotta go slap him on TV at the like. There's a million different ways you could have handled that. Not my business. The Hollywood weirdo
I
couple
don't
that
think
they
he
are.
slapped him.
I mean, huh?
I mean,
I don't think he slapped him.
I think it was fake too. I mean, honestly, I think it was fake, but then I also asked myself if it was real and if it was like Bill Maher or somebody like that. Like I wonder if like someone else, would have got that same kind of heat. You know what I'm
That's why
saying?
that's why they had to use 2 black people to do that
Right,
joke.
right. That's what I'm saying. Cause like
Shit was fake, man.
it make me.
Hey, Kev, is you gonna smack a motherfucker and then turn your back on him and walk away? No, hell no. Hell no, Kev. Hell no. You took too long with that answer.
Smart.
You probably gonna smack him and then punch him with the other hand.
He wasn't at the Source Awards though. He was at the Oscars.
matter.
He probably wasn't
I
worried.
mean, I think of it like this. Most times, even when the comedian is hosting the event, they still have written material. So, I'm thinking it's written anyway. But then also, like you said, he just said G.I. Jane. Now I understand how offensive that could be because she had alopecia, but I was born in the 80s. I think of like when they went in on like, they call it like bald women with short haircuts, Sinead O'Connor or something like that. So
Billy D had a song called Bald Head Hoes. I mean,
right. What you see, D, like
listen. One thing, if this is where we're at, okay, dig this. If this is where we're at, right? And this is my like, I don't want the whole show to be about this because this is absolutely But this is the thing. If you're gonna say, well, you can't make fun of her because she bald headed and she has alopecia. You can't make fun of a fat person because you don't know if they got glands. You don't know what their issue is. You don't know if they whatever. You can't laugh at short people, bald head people, somebody with a big ass head. Like you taking all of the ribs out the book. So you can't because you don't know it's a medical condition. That's why his head's so big.
right.
Like, you don't know.
Right.
I don't know your goddamn medical history when I'm ribbing on you. It's a rib, man.
That's the point I think they trying to make. That's the point I think they trying to make. That comedians can't tell the jokes that they want to.
Right, and it made me think of what
you know what I mean? All this shit that's going on, you know what I mean? The Me Too movement, and you can't say what you want to say. You can't say gay. You can't say faggot. You know what I mean? That's what this shit is all about, man. That shit was fake. Nobody slapped nobody.
It was a comedian, George Carlin. Like I love watching old George Carlin shit because he was real as fuck. But he said before, political correctness is fascism disguised as politeness. You know what I'm saying? So he was basically, we just had the whole Dave Chappelle fiasco, about him not being able to crack on, certain groups of people. But then now you have this one where, like I said, I honestly believe I believe the world is a stage. So this shit to me, I'd be more curious about.
It was a stage last night, goddamn it.
Yeah, I'd be more curious about what they're trying to distract us from. So like, I don't even engage in the gossip shit. I get to researching like policies they trying to push through in the next couple days. Or shit like that, because I'd be like, what the fuck they trying to distract us from? Like that's how I view shit when it happens. But with this, like I said, my two things is I think it's fake, or then also it make me think of a lyric E40 said back in the day that said, if you're gonna be a fool, then be a fool shit. Just know when to be a fool and who to act a fool with. So I wonder if it was fucking Seinfeld that said the shit. Would he have got slapped? Like them my two curiosities.
Well, if it's two white dudes, the white dude probably would have slapped the shit out of the other white dude or probably tongue kissed him or some shit. They've done worse, and it wasn't this much controversy. Listen, man.
That's we made it a controversy. Black people made it a big deal.
It's right, but it's all set up because let's be honest, Will is set up. He's set up to play the cornball, right? Like, and his wife has sat at the red table and told him, you know, you ain't no good, you ain't good enough. That's why I cheated on you. Your sex ain't no good. You're boring, and I was addicted to toys. And da 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 da. And Will is sitting there looking like, oh no, you know, listen, you had to endure this. You had to endure this whole episode where she was with your son's friend. This is how the public perceives you. So. Of course, he's mad. He's looking at it because people, I mean, we talk about rapping. Don't even get, we're going to talk about your place in hip hop. You're not even in the top 500. And so it's just like, I get it. He feels like, man, everybody think I'm a cornball. Dude was gay and all kinds of stuff. And he used to sleep with Dwayne Martin and all that. I never seen him rush nobody. Chris Rock said something about some G.I. Jane and he went Brody, but whatever.
Right.
Chris Rock.
We don't know better, man. We don't know better. He's trained his whole life for this shit, man. You know what I mean? He know better. His temperament better than that.
He said Byron said these white comedians would have never said that. What the joke? Because he said G.I. Jane. White dudes say worse shit all the time.
Check out some of them roasts. Check out some of them roasts. They cut low.
Man,
you know,
they be at throats in them roasts. You ain't gotta look far. You can look on Comedy Central roasts. They be at each other's neck.
Right.
But what I'm saying is it just seemed like we go like what Brother Kamar was saying, you know, protect the black woman and most definitely, but protect the black woman from everybody, not just your own. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like I don't know if Will would have slapped a white comedian. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, look, when I be talking with this situation, when I'm talking about protecting our women, you know what I mean? See, it's more than just protecting the physical. You know what I mean? We protect the emotional state of being too. You know what I mean? We protect their peace too. And you know what I mean? If that was some real shit, you know what I mean? That's more what that was about.
Right.
When I talk about protecting your woman, you know what I mean? It's more than that. You know what I mean? But like I said, we can't forget that shit was staged.
Right. And that's
this is the problem. Because see, we getting into it with each other in the community about this shit, and this shit was staged.
Right. There's people arguing over.
Why are we getting into it?
There's people arguing over it. There's people saying they don't want love if it ain't that kind of love, and it's like,
hey, go watch it, man. The video looks so WWE. Oh, you know what I mean? It looks so WWE the way they did it, man.
I tell you, man.
And then he just turned around and walked away. Like, ain't nobody finna jump on his back, nothing. I don't give a fuck how many cameras on me. If a nigga smack me, I'm going at him.
I think it's interesting that I heard a lot of people say stuff, and I didn't even realize like they cussed like they do, like celebrity, like Ricky Smiley. I didn't even think he really got down like that. Like he was on that motherfucker, I'd have whooped his ass and Will out of it. I'm like, damn. I mean, this set black people off, man. It said black we got.
Yeah, honestly, I've been scrolling past it all day because. Like people even been sending me into my inbox that I done got remixes of the slap, and I ain't even been pressing on it because I haven't been wanting to give it any of my energy.
Hey, they made a hit with that shit too. I think the video, right? They made a hit. They got a hit out of this.
Oh yeah. See, I was gonna give it a couple days to marinate.
Smack the shit out of me.
I knew it was over when I seen Suede, the remix guy. That's the dude who remixed every damn thing.
That's the video somebody sent me.
I gotta give a lot of people credit too, because some of these cats really work overtime. Like they really be about this shit, because there was shit up last night by midnight. Like people already
but ain't that beautiful? Like ain't that beautiful in a weird, like our people so motherfucking creative. Like I mean, in a certain aspect, like not as beautiful that they own his ass, but just
when it be dope, this shit cool. Like you know what I mean? They making jokes about the shit. I don't mind that. I just got a problem with us disrespecting each other or
Right,
even
right,
talking down on one of them. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like
I,
that's it. But yeah, we can make the jokes. That shit is hilarious. This is what we do. You know what I mean? We bring light to different shit that we going
Right.
through.
the worst
You
part
know
of
what I'm saying?
the worst part of this all is I believe a false narrative has been written. And that false narrative is that black men ain't already protecting black women. I don't know. I don't know about other brothers. I don't know how cats roll with a woman or whatever. But of course, I'm gonna protect my wife. I would never allow somebody to disrespect her. But I think even my wife would agree that there's a way to do that. It's a way to handle
Yeah.
that business. You feel me? So it ain't about me really getting up, whooping his ass or what. Like, wow, my
Right.
wife, dude, why would you do that? Like really, just on camera? Like, not so
Right.
when y'all brothers say it was staged. That's why that makes a little bit more sense. And Byron saying, "Don't lie to yourself." I don't have to lie to myself. It ain't never no situation where I'm going with some motherfucker gonna disrespect my wife, and I'm just, oh, don't worry about it, baby. Like and I'm the same, either black or white. I done been with my wife, and white dudes don't see me in the car and they driving and they be on some shit behind her, like, yeah, and then they pull up and I had to sit up. Like, if you don't get your motherfucking ass on and look at me like, ah. So I mean, I don't want that to be, oh, black men ain't taking it, ain't protecting they women. A lot of us holding our cribs down, taking
Hey, you know what? Hey, dig this. Now, if Will didn't say something, I mean, if he didn't do nothing, today the narrative might have been Will don't do shit for his wife. He don't protect his wife. They just talked all kind of shit, and he just sat there and took it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Nick, we'd have taken our community would have took it there.
Once again, there's absolutely zero chance that Will Smith would not have found his way to a microphone sooner or later.
Right. He just wound up getting on the wall. Right
on his phone from sitting right there and went like, Chris Rock is a bitch, y'all. Look at him. He just dissed my wife with his punk ass. It would have been much better. It would have been it would have been way funnier.
That'd have been slicker.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's a million different ways to
there's other ways to get at them.
It was real, right? We can't forget that. If it was real.
It was real. This might be some
right.
shit, right?
You can't forget that, right?
Right.
You gotta
that's the underlying sentence right there. If it was real.
Yeah, we don't know, right? We don't know. But look, I tell you what, when you watch it in slow motion, there was contact made. I don't know if you know, like I said, if this was some Chris Rock should get an Oscar next year for the shit. If he played, I wouldn't even let him swing that hard.
Let's also remember Will Smith played that role of Ali, right? So he done had months and months of training to do this shit.
Years ago.
Make it look real. Hey, I'm gonna make this shit look real good. Like muscle
it was 20 years ago. People keep bringing that up.
I don't care.
Hey, Kamar, he was in.
Why can't I bring that up? Everybody bringing up August Alsina. Hey, everybody bringing up August Alsina. Why can't I bring that up?
That's what I'm saying. He was in a zombie killing movie too. You think he can still kill zombies? Like, no.
You know what I mean? This shit was fake. Will Smith know better. He was groomed way better than that. You know what I mean? He a part of the whole demonstration where, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We all should have knew better.
That's what he wanted, though. Now we look at Will like he got some thug in him. Will wanted to be a thug. He said in his book that he wished Jada looked at him like she looked at Tupac. See, when you say all this kind of shit, this is what that pressure get on you. That pressure bust pipes. When you done been emasculated like this man has, of course he got a lot of. We say I feel a lot of heat coming from the end of that couch. Like this brother got
it got to be a trip for your life to be in the public eye too, though. Like it got to be wild as ever for your life to be under the microscope in front of the public.
Hey, now what about this? Here go another scenario. What if it was supposed to be in one big joke that they both did together, and everybody was supposed to laugh? But they didn't and took it the wrong way.
Like Martin and Tommy Hearns all over again.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if it was all a joke what they both planned? You know what I'm saying? And everybody just took it the wrong way. Like, damn, that shit look real.
Well, we got Tiasha Arthur. She says it was real. The Oscar committee is deciding if they're going to take the Oscar from them. They are. They said they might take their little trophy back, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
wild.
Right. Yeah, man.
Man, that's wild.
Listen,
They said, "Come on, man, them people pushing the narrative now. That shit wasn't real." They probably want us to think two black men was on TV going at it like that.
well, they winning. I just, it's sad that
You right. They are winning.
it's
You
sad
got
that we have a situation where it like we lashing out at each other. You ain't protecting me. I ain't protecting you. You bald headed. You had alopecia. You got this. I got that. Huh? Over the Oscars, some racist ass shit that we just and this is another thing about the Oscars for me. This is a great transition because with the Oscars, I don't get our overwhelming desire to be where we're not wanted. So it's like black people are so like we want to be a part of it, and it's like because you want to go there and perform, you want to get on stage and do characters and shit. It's like a minstrel show almost for black people. So I get it. If you're an actor, it's the top of your industry, it's the creme de la creme. But for black people, I just kind of feel like this shit is so racist. Hollywood, the whole structure of Hollywood, how movies are made and all this whole thing. All y'all do is get turned down for roles, but y'all can't wait to bust y'all ass to get to the Oscars. But whatever. Shit. I don't like I said, man, we gonna all wake up in about 3 days and realize we wasted so much time talking about this.
Would you say, Kev, they should have never been there anyway?
I mean, well, that's what people like. They mad because he did in 2016. He said a joke about really. Come on, man. This shit is the dumbest shit. Once again, my brother, I thank you for pointing out that if nothing else, it is serving as a distraction. And some people will say, well, Kev, maybe we need a distraction because shit is all bad right now. Like we do have 55 homicides and reckless driving is still a problem. And poverty is still high, and we don't have no leadership coming from downtown and all. Like maybe people say maybe we do need something.
So the distraction is for us to bang on each other.
It gets you going.
Always.
So we bang on each other instead of worrying about the homicides, which is going to create more homicides, probably, right?
Right. I'm laughing at Byron in the chat room, like. He told me I got slapped. I making fun of Chris Rock. Like he like everybody got slapped. I don't know Byron off that crown. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Kamar. He had me laughing. I didn't want you to think I was laughing.
That was it. I'm reading the comments too. My bad.
Right, Byron always cracked me up in the chat room. Shout out to Byron Terry. I'm gonna start putting these motherfuckers up on the screen too. I forgot about our technology. But man, y'all gotta rock with us, man. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Tomorrow night I'll do the Big Black Sports Show. And then Wednesday we'll do Outlaw Radio again. And then I do Outlaw Nation. Shout out to Chris Johnson. Man, Outlaw Nation was the shit last week. I had a great time. It was a great ass show too. Man, we gotta just rock with me on Thursday. I'm telling you, it's free flowing. Like I said, man, I pick up everything off the editing room floor. So all the shit we literally don't talk about because it's not important enough on Outlaw Radio, I talk about it on Thursday. So it'd be like, yeah, what the fuck is he talking about? Right? Like just the most random shit. Shout out to you too, BT. I already know, man. Brother, man, you just cracked me up, man. You make me laugh with your comments. Tiarsha Arthur said Chris Rock got slapped and stood there and accepted the slap and will stroll back to his seat like a pimp. He didn't look like a pimp to me. I didn't think it was anything pimpish about it. I thought it was a sucker move. I really thought it was just busterish. Like it's like, dude, really? Like, come on. And Chris Rock was laughing to the end, like Will, what's that? Boo! Like for real? Like he just makes it was the gate. It was stupid, man. And it's trying. It's distracting us from shit like this story that I read about.
Hey, so how about this? How about this, Kev? If it was a distraction, that means it was fake. It was staged, right?
Maybe
if it's a distraction from something else,
I can tell you what it's a distraction from.
Whose distraction is it? And what is the distraction from? Because if it's a distraction from something, that means it was staged. If it's to distract us from something else, that means somebody staged it to distract us from something that's being, you dig what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't have to be staged because it's a distraction. because the media can make certain, they can make a thing presented a certain way and make it a distraction if it stays in the news cycle long enough. What I'm saying is, when you see volunteers for the Peace Corps who are supposed to volunteer to go over and help these Ukrainians, and they're giving them a warning on their website saying if you black and you a Peace Corps volunteer and you go over there, they're probably going to be calling you nigger. And they probably gonna be calling you all kinds of racist names because they don't have any black people over there, and all they believe is what they see in the media and their stereotypes of Africans. So when we hear these reports about people of color trying to leave and them not being able to get on buses and trains because they want the white people to go. So I'm saying it's a distraction from stuff like that, because you want us to throw our support behind this war effort or support us supporting them. Well, we're gonna support Ukraine, and I keep saying, black people, Ukraine don't mean shit to us.
So then, if they are distracting us, there's a they,
well,
right?
Again, the powers that be,
and that means they are the powers that be that are distracting us. So they are creating this. Is what I'm saying. Is that mean it's fake? It was staged.
Somebody got slapped. Somebody
He
got
wasn't slapped, man. Man, that nigga didn't hurt nobody. And then if he did, he probably got paid for it, so he ain't tripping. The shit was staged, man.
Hey, Kamar, look, this is that shit I be talking about with bees. I'll smash one of you ninjas. Say I won't.
You won't.
Crazy,
but you dig what I'm saying, though? Like, if somebody trying to hide, if they trying to stop us from seeing this going on over here in Ukraine, there's a they that's trying to stop us. So there's a they that's staging this to keep us from looking at that. You dig what I'm saying? This shit had to be staged then.
I mean,
if that's the scenario.
And once again, I shout out to the people out there who care. Like, yeah, I like the bullshit. Like, I like to use that. That's like a soap opera for me. It's like when you say, why the hell you watch like Love and Hip Hop and shit like that? Shit that's really like, I call it like mind numbing. It really is
good as motherfucker.
It has no real socially redeemable messages or anything like that. When you're watching these shows, and this is purely entertainment. So when we're watching this, there's a possibility, Kamar, that this may be part of some kind of, I don't know, some grand scheme to put a plate. I really just believe Will Smith slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. That's because I want to keep it simple, and it shouldn't have happened, but it's got people just stripping, man, and we arguing and shit. All kinds of women coming out who I didn't even know had alopecia. Like, oh, I've been dealing with it for years. I'm like, damn, I mean, some women you see with the bald heads, and it's like, boom. But I mean, come on, man. Once again, don't let me catch y'all ribbing on nobody's teeth when they got crooked teeth, because that's just a health condition. Somebody who got one leg shorter, that motherfucker walk funny. You know how in the hood we give people names based on their disability. Crazy Gary. Fat Wheel. Bucktooth John. Like, so now we gotta stop.
You know what? The difference is we did that between each other. We didn't do that. We didn't do that in front of them people.
So I can't rib in front of white people, and I'm ribbing white people.
We didn't cut each other like that in front of them people.
Let me put this up.
We don't shit on each other in front of them people.
Shout out to Chris Johnson and Kingfish MKE. He said Will Smith walked away looking like a pimp, not a pimp. A pimp is a fake pimp. Hey, man.
Well, he never claimed to be a pimp.
Right. This is the stupidest shit in the world, man. Like I said, we looking at this stupid ass mayoral election coming up where we finna have to sit through 10 years. This is that goddamn, what's that movie where dude, like, in order to get out of jail, he crawled through the shit, the Shawshank Redemption, where he had to crawl through. We said Gordy Dufresne, who crawled on his hands and knees 2 miles of shit and muck. That movie? We finna have to do that for the next 2 years, man. So I think it's more, we should be saying, okay, that's cool. Yeah, we get it. But we got to get back to this voting shit. We got to get back to this 55 people murdered in our city, man. And the summer ain't even here yet, y'all. Y'all already know when the sun come out and that vitamin D get to flowing into black people, you know how we act. Well, it charge our batteries. So I'm a little bit more worried about that. And when I'm hearing this conversation about there's an excuse that there's not enough police. Well, y'all, somebody tell me this, and Chris Johnson is listening, so you might be able to put me up on this. When was there a concentrated effort to cut police funding and staffing in Milwaukee? As a matter of fact, like I said, I think that there were some resolutions passed by the Common Council where there was some $1 million grants given to have more officers come out. So the fact that you're telling me they're overwhelmed by the crime is an excuse to me. Once again, you just got a chief. Your fire and police commission has been, come on, man, horrible. Like they fucked up with Morales. So that's how we got here in the first place. So the fact that the murders are double what they were last year, but you're telling me now I'm just overwhelmed. But we want to just give more money to social service agencies, which if you work in social services, that's a beautiful thing. But come on, man, really? So the police it's just, oh, y'all just overwhelmed. It's just too much. We just can't do shit about it. I see areas of the city where it's crime all the time. And you'd be like, where the fuck is the police at? I don't even see a damn, and I'm not saying they don't do their job. I'm just saying instead of all this, let's add more cops. Chevy Johnson said he wanted to go to Madison to get more money for more cops. And I'm like, well, how many cops do you need? Right? This city ain't that big. How many cops do you need, or do you need some effective policing strategies? Right? So I'm more worried about that. That's why I'm looking at the Will Smith shit saying, come on, man. Especially when it turns into, oh, black men need to stand up for black women more. Come on, man. You know how many brothers is dead or handicapped because they stood up for a woman somewhere? We've been That's always been.
I said stand up for our women.
Yeah, our women. Who else is standing up for?
My woman, my daughters, my family, you know what I mean? My mamas, aunties, our women. If every man did this for our women, you know what I mean, and thought of it individually as our women, like the women in your life, you know what I'm saying? We be doing better.
He said
that's what I mean. That's what I mean by protect. That's what I mean by protect our women. You know what I mean? Because see, we can't just be out here in the street protecting random people who we don't even know, when we got whole families to get home and protect.
Yeah, man. I think
it's a thin line in between there. You know what I'm saying? As far as what we can do and what's expected of us, even because a lot of women that say that, they the same women that talk that shit about black men too.
Uh-oh.
Let's be real. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real about it all the way around the board. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people ain't gonna like some of the shit I say because I get on men and I get on women.
Right. I say
I think conversations was needed.
B said it's a bunch of ninjas that need to be
about these thoughts.
You see, B in the chat room, he said that slap spoke for itself. A bunch of ninjas need to be slapped. Yeah, I mean, man, this ain't that world though. Motherfucker, shoot your ass. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people got to be careful about trying to.
Nobody got no business putting hands on nobody unless they're strategically threatened.
Might shoot your ass, man.
Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Will was right by slapping him, if that's what happened, or however everybody want to think. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he was right by doing that. I'm just saying that we need to protect our women.
Yeah, but
more in our community.
That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna slap somebody, you might as well slap them at the Oscars, because don't slap them on like Burleigh or Buffum or Center Street or no shit like that.
Apparently at the Oscars they'll let you sit down for the rest of the show and go home.
You on 33rd and right, you and jump in, motherfucker, don't disrespect my woman, and slap somebody. Get your shit pushed back. Come on, man. You gotta be smart, man. Be smart out there, man. And be aware, man. Because they was talking about that I was alluding to the fact that there's more jobs. I don't know if people are now going back to work because the pandemic is supposedly easing. Like supposedly, because if you notice, they're lifting a lot of the mandates, like the mask mandates and whatnot. They're lifting and they're easing the restrictions. And so I guess people are going to go back to work now, which would be a good thing if the economy was to get moving, because inflation right now is what's killing us. Because we're looking around saying, God damn, man, why is everything so high right now? Well, it's because of inflation. When the value of a dollar goes down, the price of shit goes up. You feel me? So that's something else we need to be watching as a community. Like, this inflation is killing me.
Y'all fuck with Bitcoin?
I don't. I have no cryptocurrency skills at all, man.
The Bitcoin been going up. I've been watching my shit rise. Okay. I'm in groups if y'all interested. I can add y'all to the groups because right now, just like what you said with like with inflation going on, man. I try to throw, you know, some of my bread into Bitcoin because while the dollar is losing value, Bitcoin it ain't going nowhere. I guess basically is what I'm saying. So we missed the oil boom, we missed the gold rush. It would behoove most of us to kind of get educated on these new cryptocurrencies and NFTs. You know, just ways to like it's about to be a movement, man. As they starting this metaverse shit and things like that. There's places where you can basically buy digital real estate where you own land in like a sim world to where a company may want to build on your shit and you collecting rent on it. So like right now, that's what I've been trying to educate myself on because it still hasn't taken off yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, can't nobody really explain that shit to me. Like, I'm gonna pay you in Bitcoin, and then they don't give you.
I could add you to the groups and shit. I definitely, you know, I'm a nerd, man. So I love to. Only thing I love more than learning shit is helping other people with the shit I learned. So I mean, let me know. I mean, I'm
gonna be honest with you. I ain't even ready yet. I ain't ready yet. I ain't got no.
Well, whenever you is, man, just let me know. Yeah, just let me know whenever you is. Like honestly, how I got into it is through Cash App and shit. Cause like you can buy it through Cash App. So you know, I
was fucking with Bitcoin last year, man, and that shit was falling. Oh
yeah, it's gonna fall because what happens is
man, get my motherfucking money back out.
See, but what happens is they cause a scare, and then that make people sell off their shit. So it makes the price go down, and then that's when the millionaires and billionaires buy a whole chunk of it. Like they cause the scares to make the price drop, and then they grab it at a lower price, and then the average retail buyer see that it spiked, and now we always get in on shit when it's already at the top level.
Like me and shit.
Yeah. But I could definitely add y'all to the groups, and you know, whatever y'all want to know, shit, I gladly share what I know. I mean, I ain't no guru or nothing like that, but I have been enjoying.
Shout out to Mac Mall, because when Mac Mall was on the show, he was actually, the way I got in touch with him was through a organization that's working on the NFT, which I totally don't even understand, but that was like what he was saying when he was on the show, that it was important for cats our age to get ahead of the curve on cryptocurrency.
Especially us, man.
I'm just not ready yet. You gotta give me some time.
Especially us. Like, I mean, like I said, whenever you feel ready or whenever you bored or curious, shoot me a question, and if I don't know it, I'll try to at least link you to some shit that do. Like an NFT. Like basically, it's a digital signature saying that this is an original. So now a motherfucker could copy your picture all they want, but it doesn't have a digital signature that shows it as an original. It's like having an original Mona Lisa or having a print of the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what the NFT is. It's stamping it as the original. So that's where that value come in at. But you could you don't even just have to do pictures. Like now, rappers and shit are turning songs into NFTs.
That's supposed to be what Snoop is doing with the Death Row thing. He switched to music.
He's smart as fuck, man. Snoop is the epitome of evolution, G. I mean, like, when Snoop started out, you know what I'm saying, it was gin and juice, then it was murder was the case and shit. And he was a villain in America's eyes, you know. Now that motherfucker got
most rappers,
legal weed companies. He's smoking with Martha Stewart. He the epitome and example of grown man evolution. Shit.
This nigga smoke weed on the 50-yard line at the Super Bowl.
Right. He made it. He made it.
He's America's favorite pothead. I'll tell y'all something else too. Y'all need to be aware of, because those of us who have youngsters and we be out here trying to show our kids a good time, don't take your ass to the skating in Waukesha. because the skating rink in Waukesha has this policy where they won't admit teenagers from Milwaukee, black teenagers from Milwaukee. So once again, this story is in the People's News Network, in which you can go and watch it, where there's this couple that says they got like their phone, they recording the whole joint, and they go and they say, well, we don't, we're full or some shit like that, but we're gonna let you guys in. Basically, they let them in, and they let them know they let them in because they were white, and that they ain't letting certain kinds of people in. Come to find out, it's black teenagers from Milwaukee. This is why I keep saying, like, we got to stop giving all this service to these surrounding suburban areas, and we go out there because we think, oh well, it's better out here and everything is out here, and we go out there and they treat us like shit. Now, we don't demand that things be placed here. Now look at Midtown, and I hear many arguments about the crime at Midtown and whatever. I think, first of all, there's a way you can protect it, that that's a whole different story. But you look at us going out to Brookfield or going out to South Milwaukee, or having to go to a theater. I got to go to Germantown or Menominee Falls. We live in the largest city in the damn state. We ain't got a theater. Like, so we got to go out there. And when we get out there, they treat us like shit. So I'm saying that's why there needs to be more of a demand for us to do for us in our community. And those are the questions that we're not asking these candidates, man. Like Waukesha, you really? They fight too much, and you want their money. I guess they don't want their money.
Hey, Kev, you know what? They don't. You know what I mean? Because see, it is the thing is fucked up, right? That they would do something like that, but then at the same time, on the other side of the token, man, you understand why? You telling me you don't understand why they doing that?
I do understand why they're doing it, but I'm saying, well, I figure from a business,
you know what I mean? Now, I think we would have a stone to throw if we wasn't so destructive to a lot of the, you know what I mean? Yeah.
You so, going back to that video.
I'm looking at it like this. If I got a business, if I got a bar, there's a certain crowd I don't want at my bar.
That's true. But Kamar,
it's my business.
We're going back to that video from last week.
Hey, Kev, and shouldn't we be able to have our own rules at our own establishments? I don't care if we white, you black, you Mexican, whatever it is. You should be able to have your own rules. I know a lot of people might not think that's right.
Well, hold on, come on.
But maybe it is right. Maybe we should be doing it like this. And maybe this would make us want to create more places where we can be.
I don't necessarily think it's wrong. I'm not saying that they don't have a right to run their business the way they want to. What I'm saying is, for black people, don't go out there. Like, right. I'm not even one to say, whatever reason, if they say, well, we don't even want their money because they're going to fight and all this, and you don't want to say get a little extra security, whatever, what have you. It's your business.
I don't want to be there.
You have the right to do so. But I'm saying to black people, don't go out there. Even if you're like, they look at you like, oh, you're a respectable nigger. You came in here with your kids, or you're older or whatever. Don't give them no money. Don't give them.
That's fucked up too, because a lot of us want them to look at us like that.
Right. Yeah, I ain't one of them. You can let me and my kids in. Like, come on, man.
If they don't want us in our establishments, we shouldn't want to be there.
They say, how we gonna
shouldn't be trying to go anyway. We know they finna act fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And then get mad and set off when they do it.
To be
trying to go.
I went to that skating rink years ago when I actually took a bunch of school kids. This was about 7 years ago, and I worked for the Boys and Girls Club. I was working a summer program, and I taken a bunch of kids to that skating rink in Waukesha. And they tried to get jazzy with me. I had to let them know, like, dog, I don't know who the fuck you talking to. Like, police was about to be called. Like, my staff came and got me, like, Mr. Barnes. I'm like, nah, man, dude, I don't know where and he ran behind the counter. Like, I'm like, what you doing? I don't know. What are you doing? Like, you run off at the mouth, and then when I be like, what the fuck you just say to me? He go run behind the counter. Oh, man, I mean, come on, man. So I know how they treat people. And I told them then, I made a big stink about it. I even tried to get the Boys and Girls Club to not pay them. Like, cause I had to check, and that's what I was trying to tell dude. Like, dude, do you realize I ain't even paid for this shit yet? I can pack up all my kids right now and leave, and that's what I was finna do. But my assistants were like, no, 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 we gotta get the kids and let them skate. Like, this dude, you don't get to disrespect me and get my money. So I'm once again, I'm telling black people, don't go out there. Let's show let them have their shit.
You shouldn't want to be nowhere you ain't wanted. Because
Yeah.
you know they're gonna treat you wrong.
Yeah, man. Pay attention, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see the footage of the roach, Golden Corral. It's only one Golden Corral. You see big ass roach. I put all that ratchet shit up in the People's News Network. I was like, forget it. I'm putting this shit up. A big ass roach, man. Man, be careful, man, where you go and eat at. I know everybody want the world to be open. We ready to go to buffets and all this shit again. Some of this shit been sitting closed for some months. You can go back up in there, rats and roaches and shit crawling all on the meat. Gotta watch that shit, man. I seen that shit, man. Now also too, I shout out to Chantel Gwynn, man, because they got like donor drives going for the team Kaylin Strong. And like I said, man, I'm glad she came on here. I'm not even taking responsibility for spreading the message because she been all on.
She been doing. I pulled up at the Sherman Fitness. She was right there at my car. Here, take some of these. Pass some of these. She was on me. She on it out here.
Yeah, she been on the news. She been all over everything. But I'm just glad she got movement because when she was on here, she was emotional that night. Kind of made me, I was like, well, I wasn't gonna leak or nothing, but I was like, oh shit, she's serious. Like she called it like, I was like, damn, this shit got serious. So I'm glad she was able to get some help, man. And I hope they get more research done. But she was informing me, that was when we was on the show last week, and she was talking about sickle cell and 46% of us with the sickle cell trait and stuff like that. I'm like, damn. So yeah, man, shout out to her. I'm glad she got something done. I know y'all seen right now with Facebook and YouTube and like everybody has a platform, but they actually tried to start a black news channel. Did y'all see this? And they had to close down, and they ended up not being able to even pay their workers. Well, they refused to pay their workers. The owner is some Shah. He's like an Indian Arab, I guess, an airborne Indian. He's the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And so I guess they didn't have no sponsorships, and he just like, fuck it, it's over. And nobody didn't get paid. It was just like, it's over, cut that shit off, right? Like, so I remember watching it, my wife and I, and they didn't have sponsors. So for commercials was just like pause. It'd be like, oh, sponsorship space. And it'd be sitting there for like 2 minutes, and then the news would come back on. So do you feel we should have our own news channel, shouldn't we? How could that not work?
Well, I think enough people probably didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Enough, you know what I'm saying? That's for the main thing. And two, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they would need some kind of funding. It's just it's the same thing with us, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, with more funding, the more people you can reach.
He's a billionaire.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he's a billionaire, right? But he's not finna keep spending his money on something that to be a billionaire, you got to understand it, or you got to learn how to use other people's money.
That motherfucker.
He know not to use his money. You got to think. You got to think like a businessman. You can't think emotional. You know what I'm saying? We thinking emotional. Like, yeah, he's a billionaire. He should be able to pay that. He should be able to do it. But no, he's a businessman. So he's thinking.
Money. Obviously, he was losing money. Yeah, that's the whole moral of the story. That's what it just closed. But okay, so I think first of all, you knew it wasn't. I think we looked at it like this wasn't something that represented us because that's too plain. The Black News Channel. Like that should have had a slick ass name or something. Black people would have watched it, like Today's Business Network or some shit like that, or we'd
have had some swag to the name. Right, Outlaw Radio.
Right, niggas talking shit network. People be like, man, they'll be watching their shit, man. And you had to have different kind of news. Like we don't want to see the standard sit at the desk or polish Brian Gumbo. We want to see the news where somebody out on the street, like, yeah, man, I'm here in Detroit, man, you motherfucker crazy. Not necessarily in that vein, but you want it to be something we can relate to. All they tried to do is emulate what they see in the white media, and I don't think that will work. So if you know, and I was always saying that's what I wanted to do so everybody who had a platform or any kind of production could get a chance to just all go on one network. So everybody just, work together, and to have our own network where we wouldn't have to look at CNN or Fox News or, any of that shit. But I guess it takes some time and some money and some more structure to make it happen.
Well, nowadays, they there's a I think now anybody can have a Roku channel. Like I think there's a way like for anybody to
Okay.
I was looking into it not too long ago, but yeah, it was like a way you can have your own Roku channel. So like with the internet now, it kind of kick in some of them doors that them gatekeepers used to have.
That's
Like now, if you want to be a radio host, you ain't got to go to a station begging for them to give you a shot. You just start your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want to be or like some of these like hood movies, they be pretty good. Like and these cats ain't going to like some big ass movie company and getting their shit put out there. They doing it themselves.
Right.
And the storyline be good and everything.
You're right, but the objective is to make money, and you need money to make money. These, like you said, these movies is dope. If these brothers had more money, they could promote it better and get this movie to more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? You're talking about the different podcasts that you catch, you know what I mean? If we got more money to promote, like, Outlaw Radio, we could be on the scene in different places when shit going on. You know what I mean? Throughout the day, if we had funding to be able to cover us for that type of shit. But everybody got different shit that we working on and that we doing, so we can't take that extra time out to do certain stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by like, you know what I mean? You need funding. All right, fam. You know what I mean? You need funding.
Yeah, it's that, and then
that's why they probably couldn't keep it going too.
More of a priority too for Outlaw Radio, because I mean it's a lot to that. That's a lot to unpack, Kamar. Like that's a lot. Like because we've talked about this so many times, and I would say give me a few months here and watch some of the things change. In terms of the mobility of the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just me trying to get some together with my spinal cord. But you know what? The Black Holocaust Museum just reopened. And I don't know if y'all know what this is, but Milwaukee is actually unique in that we are one of the major cities that has the Black Holocaust Museum, started by Dr. James. What was his last? Was it Cameron? I actually met him when he opened the original one on Martin Luther King in 1988. We went there for a field trip, and he had escaped the noose of some Klansmen because he and his boys was going through Indiana. And they were arrested, and I guess a white girl supposedly had been raped. So they came to get him out of jail. He ran. They stayed. He said, no, we ain't going to stop here. His guys stayed. I guess they stayed in the hotel. And the Klan went to get him. And so they ended up where they hung him at in the woods. They used to take pictures of how they hang young brothers. There was a third noose. But it wasn't nobody on it. So he had this huge picture in the museum where he was telling us the story when we went. So I went in the beginning when it was just a little bitty storefront, and he started it. And now just to see, and now it's got funding, and they rebuilt it, and it's out there down in Bronzeville. I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to go because my kids done grew up now, so I don't get to go on field trips and shit no more. But it seemed like it'd be a nice place to visit. I wish Antonia Anderson, who does the Hip Hop Museum, if they would give her a space and let her do an exhibit down there. That'd be some dope shit.
I think it's coming.
I hope so.
Maybe not right there, but I think she got some space coming. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. It's something she passionate in, you know what I mean? So she gonna be granted in that. Yeah, man. And I'm glad I got a chance to meet that dude, man. I'm glad I got a chance to, that man. I ain't gonna even call him that dude. You know what? I'm also looking at this whole thing in Cleveland, because this is something else we talk about on the show. With the sexual harassment thing and the Me Too movement and all this with Deshaun Watson, because we talked about this on the Big Black Sports Show, in which he actually has gone through 2 grand juries now and been exonerated from any kind of, I guess, legal sexual harassment or sexual assault from there was 22 women that had accused him. But the crazy part is he just signed they gave him the whole galaxy in Cleveland, $250 million, whatever it was. More money than I got, but they just gave it to him.
And there's white season ticket holders in Cleveland who are giving up their tickets, saying, "Oh, he must have did something." But I'm like, he's been through 2 grand juries and
Man,
been
what?
exonerated. So, but just the accusation,
That's the shit. That's the shit a motherfucker up against. You know what I mean? Hey,
right?
yeah, that's the shit a motherfucker up against. You go to court, you get beat, and I mean, you beat the shit and everything twice. You know what I mean? Now, look, I was watching ESPN the other day, and one of the dudes, I think Max Kellerman, I think he was saying, when all this stuff is over, you know what I mean? He's got some questions to answer. He's got to answer to some questions. He's got to answer. He's gonna have to talk. No, he don't. You know what I mean? Like, you see how the media is taking that shit. Like, he's got to answer, and he's got, you know what I mean? You got to. No, he don't. He beat the shit. What do he got to answer?
It's just incredible. But there's some accusations that this is kind of like a conspiracy that was kind of put together by the owner of the team, and so allegedly this stuff didn't even come to light until he wanted out of Texas, or he wanted out of Houston. So it's like, okay, that's what people are saying. So, but the fact that it's 22
That was
women,
weird how that went down.
well, the fact that it's 22, 23 women, and there's no, that like a grand jury hears it, and you don't get not one charge, not a misdemeanor, not a nan thing, made me say, what kind of shit is this? So I feel like in that case, for like, people are hypocritical, and it's always white people. You notice when it's something that's black and it comes to somebody who gets mad about something in the NFL or sports, it's always white fans. Like it was white conservative people who was mad at Colin Kaepernick. The man ain't been able to throw a damn football since, right? Like, but because it was old white people saying, "How dare you kneel during that national anthem?" And then you rewind to some pictures of Tim Tebow and he down kneeling, and you giving him credit for it.
The safety from Arizona who went to war. They saw pictures of him kneeling down,
and it was all good.
Yeah,
he's nuts.
I'm just saying, man. Like, so I think the hypocrisy of it is what makes me mad. And you know, it's sad that with all of the billionaires, the black billionaires that we got, that's why I was looking at the whole thing with the Oscars, is that we have so many celebrities that have so much money and so many black billionaires and millionaires now. Like, why are we still trying to like be a part of their shit so bad? Like, it means so much for us to be able to go and say, man, I'm at the Oscars rubbing elbows with a bunch of white people who won't give me roles. Like, and I complain about that all year, like lack of black roles in Hollywood. Then they say, want to come to the Oscars, you be like, hell yeah. Like, it's like it seems a bit coonish to me, but I don't want to be a hater either. Like, some people are like, you just mad because you ain't. Honestly, I'm not really into award shows and galas and balls and all that kind of shit. So I'm not so sure if I was a celebrity that I'd even want to go. First of all, maybe I'd go once. I don't know. Do you think you'd ever go if you had a little notoriety, you was getting a little money, you had a little status? Kamar, Nature Nature Herbs is, you done went on what's the show where they give you the money to invest? Shark Tank, and they didn't pay you $5 million. Would you go to the Oscars?
No, I wouldn't go to the Oscars.
Okay. I'm saying if you got an invite because you was balling like that.
Well, no, I wouldn't go to. If I was balling like that, I wouldn't have to go. I wouldn't go to the Oscars.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to, because I mean, I ain't gonna. They ain't gonna pay me to go. You know what I'm saying? They ain't paying me. I'm having money off of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what's right already. I know I got my award. My award is at the bank. You know what I'm talking about?
I asked the wrong person shit. I gotta play your theme music. Nah, man. I wouldn't go either, though. I wouldn't go either. You're right. Like, it'd be like, but if you had advisors, I don't know. If it was business, if it was because a lot of them, I think this is what we have to understand. When you see an event like that, it's not just about celebrities. There's a lot of networking that goes on there. We're $100 million heirs. Wait, is that how you say it? $100 million heirs?
So, now, see, if you're an actor, I mean, you know what I mean? You get that award, you get paid more money for your movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I get that.
No, you're
But
supposed to, but it don't always work like that. I just had a caller. I missed it too.
right, yeah, that too. You know what I mean?
It don't
And that's
always
another
go
one.
down like that.
That's one of the reasons why I say I wouldn't go.
Right. Yeah, that's not my type of shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I question a lot of, like, I'm watching shit and I'm saying, why do we watch this? Like, why are we watching shows about people putting tattoos on them and we entertained by it and we know all these characters? But this is it's just silly shit to keep us, give us some time away from the real shit. We got a caller. Caller, turn down your device for me.
I don't know what the fuck I gotta do. Just Ewok the Great.
Ewok, you done got a new number on me. You calling from your girl phone?
No, this is my homie phone, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm casting y'all on the TV and shit. I ain't that smart and shit, but I'm intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So I got you on the TV, so I had to use the other phone to call your fucking ass.
Right.
Now,
there you go.
Since I had to explain all of that shit, you know what I'm saying? What the hell y'all talking about tonight?
We'll give you your theme song.
All right, well, I like it.
Ewok always got on like some 70s shit on Facebook. That's why.
You goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Can you dig it? Grab your shovel there.
It's live from the basement, though. We was talking about a bunch of shit, man. We already touched on the whole Will and Jada thing. I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure you have a take on it, as does every other black man in America except for Rail, because Rail said I was ignoring that shit for like 2 days. I wouldn't look at it.
Man,
so what's your take?
I couldn't help myself. I was like, so what, man? Motherfucker did what he did. He was in his feelings. I think Will got into his feelings a little too much as far as being a man at the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? I guess to some people, it don't matter where you at. That was gangster and shit if you a gangster, but Will ain't gangster like that. I mean, I don't even know, man. That shit was weird, but I don't give a fuck, man. I gotta pay my rent. Got that in about 5 days. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck about what slap.
Right.
Them got money like a motherfucker. I gotta give you up for $1,200 and shit. I'm in right now. Like that.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
I don't give no fuck. So what? Nigga got slapped. So the fuck what? I wasn't there. They didn't try to take no money, none of my money.
Hey man, protect the black woman, Ewok. Protect the black woman.
And of course, now you know what I'm saying? We gonna joke. I'm joking, because it's still funny because the nigga got the shit slapped out of him and shit. But but real talk, we gonna keep it 100K. We always got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Peace to all the black queens out there that recognize that's listening right now, because you got a respectable show when it comes to the females, man. I love y'all, man. 100.
Peace, man. Thank you for the support, Ewok. Hey, look, can't nobody say Outlaw Radio and the People's Network ain't pro black woman. Like you, that's why I feel like I felt when I kept hearing all this about black men not protecting black women and man, all we do is big up black women on this platform. Well, you don't hear me even subscribing or riding with this.
The brothers I rock with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like that question one time a sister asked me. She said, "Well, what do you tell your guys who don't take care of their kids?" I said, "I ain't got no guys who don't take care of their kids." Like,
right. They Ben got rid of them.
Right. You got the wrong somebody.
But it's the narrative that's perpetuated, and a lot of times it be wrong. Just like how the narrative of the black man not being in his kid's life, there's a statistic according to the CDC, black men are the most active men in their children's lives, and that's according to them folk, So but from my own experience, because it was me dropping my children off before I went to work and picking them up, I seen plenty fathers with me dropping their kids off, picking their kids up. I got cool with a bunch of them, and I always was like, damn, they always trying to say we ain't in our kids' lives. I don't see nothing but fathers out here.
And check this out. This is the real. And I can say this because I've been married for 20 years. I can tell you this. If you have a strong foundation with your woman in which she know you ain't no punk, she know you ain't no hoe ass nigga, she know you ain't gonna let nothing happen to her, we ain't even gonna get in that situation, because it'll just take one expression from her to me to let me know, be cool, just Do what you do, but handle it right. So I don't have to go out. What they say in that movie? Every night I got to prove my love. I ain't walking. I'm not in that situation because I haven't been compromised. Will has been compromised by a lot of the shit, a lot of the decisions they've made or how they live their lives or what they put out here. So I think it's important for men to remember, ain't nobody got to go all out here and be Captain Save him and get his ass shit stand. Because if you have a strong relationship with your woman and she know, because you know your duty is to take care of shit. You know your duty is to hold the home down and to keep everybody safe. You're supposed to be the first one to go and the last one to know. But you ain't got to be no damn fool about it, right? Like your ass ended up in the house of corrections for 2 years and she done got somebody else to come in here and protect her. Now it's all for nothing. So you got to be smart, man. And men understand masculinity is important. And I know y'all want to be open. A lot of us want to be open to a lot of things and say, you know, I want to give my girl a consideration and all this and that. You don't want to say nothing to her, or nothing. You get no argument and shit. She didn't went out here and slapped some ghetto ass dude in his face. He a real killer. Now you got to go out here and confront him. Hey man, did you push her down?
Well, see, and that's the thing too. You know what I mean, brothers? We need to know who we getting ourselves in. We need to know what we getting into. You know what I mean? You need to know the temperament of this woman. You need to know if she the type of woman that's gonna go try to smack a motherfucker. You know what I mean? You gotta know she's the type of woman that's gonna be in a bar somewhere and start talking slick to some nigga. She got a smart mouth and you know what I mean? Is she a peaceful woman? Or you know what I mean? Is she the type of woman that's gonna calm you down if you get upset? You know what I mean? We gotta know who we dealing with. So if she do kick it like that, nigga, it's your fault because you picked her.
Yeah, and you an enabler because you holding her down in the bullshit. Now, I'm not saying she did any of that. And people say, Kev, that's not relevant because that's not what happened. I'm just saying sometimes you end up in situations because of the circumstances. So you've been appearing as, once again, if you're admitting, I just wish you looked at me like you looked at another man. Like this dude says, I wish you looked at me like you looked at Tupac. Huh? That's a little strange, bro. That's weird. I don't know, you know. So that's for you to even be from. I wouldn't be able to go to my woman and say, I wish you looked at me like you looked at LeBron, somebody who some old. I don't know that dude. I don't. She's never told me that. Maybe she's thinking it, but she's never told me that. So I think when Will was in trouble when he came with her. Once they got up from the red table the first time when she had him woe out, sitting up there with tears in his eyes. It's been a wrap ever since though, and I'm not even bringing up August Alsina because to me that's irrelevant. Like people like why he didn't beat up August Alsina, why he didn't beat up like.
Well, hey, I got an answer for that.
Why is that?
I come from a place where you don't check the player, you check the girl. You don't get mad at August Alsina for your girl going to him.
Ooh,
you talk to your woman.
Did he check her?
He did shit, but then he'd have been out of order now. Well, he may have. We don't know what happened behind the scene. But what I'm saying is, if he'd have smacked her or hit her or something, he'd have been out of order for that too.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying, Kev? You know how they used to say, you don't check the player, you check the hoe. That was some old pimp line, but then that was some real shit too, though. Because you know what I mean? You in a relationship now. If you catch your woman with some man, your beef ain't with him, it's with her.
Yeah, but I lose if I whoop anybody.
What I'm saying is, this is why he didn't say nothing to August Alsina. As people would say, like, why he ain't do that to August Alsina? Well, maybe this is why.
Why is that even relevant?
I know it is irrelevant, but I'm just saying to people who say he did that to Chris Rock, why he ain't do that to August Alsina? Well, because, you know what I mean, you don't get at the man about your woman cheating with him or sleeping with him or whatever. You got to talk to your woman about choosing to do it.
This is actually very funny. Actually, we're all gonna look at this in about 3 months, and we gonna all die laughing. I mean, because after the shock and after everybody's passed judgment and said what they had to say, and both sides have both, given their sides of the story, this will be like one of the most classic memes ever. Like he literally slapped the shit out of this dude on live TV. And we'll look back and say, remember that time Will Smith slapped shit out of Chris Rock? It's going to be funny. It's just not funny now because I feel like people added a little extra to it and start talking about, like, it became yet another opportunity to diss black dudes. Like every opportunity, people do black man. Goddamn, they fucked up.
That's why I say if Will hadn't did nothing, then we'd be talking about Will out of order because he didn't protect his wife. He let him talk shit. He let him. Yeah, Kev, you can say that right now, but that's what we doing.
We didn't expect Will to do shit. That's part of the shock. Because it was like this.
Well, how about this aspect then? Why wouldn't people expect them? Because they feel like Jada did something that was out of order. So then if we take Jada out the picture and insert a different woman that never cheated on Will in the past, never brought him to the red table and shit, it'll be a different story then.
If my auntie had balls, she'd have been my uncle. It would have been a whole different life.
I'm just saying though. You know what I mean? So like, come on, man. That shit didn't even happen.
That's what you said. Yeah, Kamar said
everybody keep making all these different scenarios about what didn't happen. And see, and that's the thing too. Like I say, it's also a learning curve. I mean, it's a learning experience too. Cause see, we all getting different perspectives of different situations, right? For one, different perspectives. It's open and thought. Is Will wrong for this? Is he not wrong? Why? Because of this or because of that? I mean, it's more thought. It's a lot of thought going on that people hadn't thought about. Like I said, my point of view is this, man. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers need to see somebody protecting our women.
Okay, there we go. Somebody said it. So that, I knew that had to see. I was like, it's like pushing on a pimple. You know, it's pretty sooner or later it's gonna pop. I know. Okay, that was a horrible metaphor, but what I mean is like, that statement right there. Somebody, because that's what what's the other crazy girl name? The old Hollywood fired girl, bald head Tiffany Haddish. She said, "Oh, finally, what black man is that?" But the way you said it, finally, what does that mean? Like, whoa, that's a sideways ass compliment. That's like saying you cute for a dark skinned person.
How about for her, from her perspective, finally she's seeing something.
Let me see what we got. Let me see what we got in the chat.
From her perspective, maybe she's finally seeing something now. Like I say, you know what I mean? It's something that we're seeing now is creating different shit. It's creating new conversations. It's creating different perspectives. She's seeing something new. Like I said, there's some brothers out here that need to see another brother taking up for our women.
But
finally.
What about this? And shout out to Roger Zeladon. He's in the chat room. He said it's a joke. I got him up on the screen. We got Tiarsha Arthur. I mean Chantel Gwynn. Shout out to Chantel Gwynn. We just shouted you out, sis. And congratulated you on your success with the donor drives. She said he is human, right, Kamar? Tiarsha Arthur said the internet has been all memes all last night and today. I'm guilty because I've been laughing at a bunch of them. You know what? That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It is. And so this is where I won at, because I was entertained on both angles, right? Like, because I appreciate a trashy joke, and I also laugh at watch somebody get the shit slapped out of them. So like I was like, oh, this to me it was funny on both.
It's two jokes in a row.
Right.
Got a double weapon.
But people was arguing and shit on. I'm looking online.
Yeah,
and I was comment because people was in there like, don't you understand historically the slave and the like white people and
you know what though?
Correct. I'm like, God damn.
Real talk though. When things happen like this, what it kind of shows you is the trauma inside other people, because you're only triggered by your inner traumas. So it be like, damn, okay, because you know they going left with it. I need some love like this. It's like, damn. Like I grew up on a block where we all had sisters.
Hey, look,
all I seen was brothers whooping motherfuckers' ass for their sister. Like, I mean, so the fact that people felt like black women are unprotected by black men is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up on tight knit blocks. I'm the oldest of 5, you know. So, you know, I hung with people who had sisters. Like that shit foreign to me, not seeing somebody protected, but your perception is your reality. Like, I'm not saying they wrong for feeling that way. It just shows me the traumas that we've all been through, because everybody resonate with it differently based upon their inner trauma.
Here go with trauma and the effect. A lot of brothers done had women who cheated on them, right? So now when you look at this situation and you see Jada done ran Will through the ringer. We can relate to that. We can relate to Will. Then when we see Will standing up for something, we like, oh, he a sucker. He weak. He out of order for standing up for that girl. He out of order.
And that's what they call projection. We project the hatred that we have for ourselves onto somebody else.
And I ain't saying it's like that with every brother who kick it like that. I'm just saying that this is a trauma that can cause something like that. Can cause a thought pattern like that. I'm already mad at women because they've been cheating on me my whole life. Now I see this woman cheating on him, and then he go protect her, go smack this man for that. And so now he out of order because he shouldn't have protected her. She out of order. She ain't shit and all that.
Right.
Shout out to Earl Henning. Earl said it was funny, but if it was up to him, Will wouldn't be in no movies for years. I don't disagree. Tyson Gossi said real. Tasha said hi.
Hey.
Earl Henning said he got 6 sisters and 4 brothers. Chantel Gwynn says no one will ever know how many times he has to tell her she is still beautiful with or without hair. He tries to build her up and another man tried to embarrass her. Did he joke with anyone else like that? First of all, he's joked on everybody. But listen, I wanted to say this. We keep protecting me, protect the woman, protect me. I want you to protect me. But are you going to allow me to protect you? Meaning, if we go somewhere and I say, look, just be cool, don't get into it. Or if you into it with somebody and I say, hold on, baby, chill. Can I do that with you and you chill? Or you say, no, fuck this motherfucker. I can't protect you. I can't protect you. You don't get us both out. So that's another question that, and I'm not trying to change the narrative. I'm just saying like the myth that we don't protect. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. When they start making these pointed comments towards black men, I take that shit personal because I know black masculinity is not what everybody wants to hear or see represented right now. I know you want to phase out a black man that ain't no step and fetch it, that ain't no pacifist, that ain't squeamish, ain't squirmy, ain't gonna let you dominate him and run him and all that. They want to get rid of us. They want us to raise a nation of soft, docile black men. That's how they want the black man to be. And I'm not saying it's a government conspiracy. I'm saying this is how society is moving. Like they want to strip us of that because it scares the shit out of them. You think about it. Anytime you see an outspoken black man who's pretty much has decided, who's decisive and definitive in how he move, people don't like him. They try to ostracize him. They try to, just put it, no, they watch him. They suspicious of him. They'll throw some charges on his ass. So I'm just saying, man. Let me see. I got another comment up here. Chantel said, I see people talk about cancer patients with no hair. See, that's what I'm saying. That's out of order, but this wasn't that. And it's not. The man said he didn't even know she had alopecia. So, actors cut their hair off for roles. How Chris Rock didn't know? Maybe she is going for G.I. Jane too. He might know the Jewish dudes that's setting it up. And that's why they're there to network. So I don't know. She might have fucked herself out of a role. Not really, but I was just gonna throw that shit on her. She said wigs are in. Yeah. Yes. Byron Terry said love. Yes. No doubt, B. But yeah, man, I didn't think it was that serious of an issue.
I didn't think she looked bad. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell somebody else how to feel or react to pain, but like I don't mind women with short hair. Like she didn't look bad to me. So but again, I can't say Will was right or wrong because again, that's how he chose to personally react to some shit. But it does shine a light on why I write my books about emotional intelligence because we really need emotional intelligence. Because I'm not saying don't do nothing, but I'm from an era that
I probably wouldn't have smacked her, but I'd have said some shit and I'd have made headlines about that.
Right, and that. But my thing is, I'm from an era where you don't have no evidence. I don't understand doing it in front of people, because now you got witnesses. Now, like that's what I think of. Like
that's why I say I think it was fake, man. We'll know better than that, man. Dude, he way smoother than that.
Ewok shot me down last night because the first thing I said was if I was him, I'd sue the shit out of Will Smith. I would. Like you're gonna have to pay me, bro. Because I'd be up in the doctor's office saying, "Oh, I can't do no jokes. I'm traumatized. I can't go on the stage." Man, that dude, every movie he made from now on, I would have my name on it. I would sue that dude for everything he has because What you trying to do is trying to emasculate me like you've been emasculated. So since you a member of that club, you gonna come slap me. You ain't punch. You could have kicked me or something. You slapped me like you just did. And what if it was real? Because Kamar keeps saying, make sure if it was real. And if it was real,
we gotta keep that disclaimer. If it was real,
right?
I don't think it was.
So yeah, man. And people say, why are you talking about it now? Because we got to talk about other shit during the show. So if you go back and watch the show, we didn't spend the whole time talking about this shit. So I accomplished my mission. So you talk about it now.
Topic right now. It's a popular topic right now, and it's the shit we do. And then even like with us right now, we talking about more than just that. We talking about how much deeper it really is. Like you know what I mean? I was just saying it's something for us to learn. Like we talking about raising the awareness of men protecting our women. You know what I mean? So and this is what I personally been running with all day. I ain't been getting into the arguments about is he wrong or right. I'm just talking about a lot of us need to see men protecting our women. I don't care what the reasons for what he did for, the reasons he did it for. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about all that. I just think we need to take care of our people more often, more so than we have been.
Yeah, man, you're right. And you know, I ain't mad at my people for having something to talk about. People, you know,
right.
I want people to think I'm totally a party.
Man, shit. Let's talk about community gardening.
It take hard conversations. It take us to be able to talk to each other more and more so we can learn how to do it. You know what I mean? We got to relearn how to communicate with each other, man. We all fucked up. We look at each other and say what's up and think it's time to fight.
True. Fuck you looking at.
You know what I mean? We got to learn how to communicate again, man.
Right. But I'll tell you what, though. There's a silver lining to this that nobody's paying attention to. Because I talk about all the time about us having our own media and our own forums and our own, you know, just for us to be able to talk about things amongst us and not really water it down with somebody else's message or corporate influence. And this is entirely what happened in this situation. Because Black Twitter, Black Facebook, Black Instagram, what I saw today, it wasn't even trolls in the group. It was Black men and Black women having discussions. Some of them were spirited, more spirited than they actually should have been, considering what the argument was about. But it was happening. So we didn't depend on the mainstream media to tell us what happened. We all went back and watched the replays and all that. But our opinions regarding these situations, we were able to share them amongst us. And so to me, that's a good thing because it shows that we are communicating with each other. Now, if we just fine tune this a little bit and start talking about the right shit and start passing the right information along, we can actually turn into something, right? So, you know, it ain't all bad. It ain't, that's what I'm saying.
But we got to learn to communicate first. We got to learn to do it first before we can get there.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to hook them stories together. So you hollering at the partner, you saying, yeah, man, that motherfucker Will was out of order for slapping Chris, man. Yeah, he sure was. Yeah, man, so who you voting for? Throw it in like that. It's, oh man, you know what, I hadn't even thought about it. You know, slide that shit in like that, right? You know, you got a blunt or something? Yeah, man, roll up. Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking, man. What you done with them Republicans or them Democrats? Slide it in, because you know. So we'll start to talk more, man. Like we can talk about what has happened here. Because there's a lot of things going on image-wise with Will and Jada. But here's what I want to know. Why do we worship these Hollywood people? Like we put them on pedestals. They literally act like somebody else for money. So it's all fake. That's what they do. What do I do? I go in movies and I act like I'm somebody else. And, I just love you. Like,
that's like, I couldn't have an actress girlfriend. I wouldn't want an actress girlfriend.
She'd be hard to believe.
That's Oscar type of girlfriend and shit. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it because like you could be acting, right? You don't be an act. You know what I mean?
These nuts.
That's one career woman I wouldn't want. One woman, you know, you did.
I wouldn't want. Once again, the brothers who, and I would tell a sister, you know, most brothers understand, especially brothers who are real. You talked about emotional intelligence. Is that what that's what you refer to?
That's what I write about, man. That's why I wrote my book, 12 Steps to Becoming Your Own Dope, available on Amazon.
So most of us know that as a man, a woman is if she feels secure with you, it's a better relationship. If she ain't worried about, like, she can go somewhere with you and she feel like, shit, my man ain't no punk. Now you're not a pit bull though. You're not an attack dog. She's not. I sick my man, because some women to do that. Like, come back, like, he called me a bitch. And then you go like, who? Oh man, get the strap, man. Let's go look at this nigga.
It ain't always about acting tough.
Right. So I'm saying,
you ain't gotta be tough. It's just about handling the situation.
And it could be something as simple as just, when there's, like I said, if it's a noise at night or something, and you letting her know, like, I know, stay right here, I'm gonna go check on it. Little shit, but also you gotta have respect. If a woman does not respect you, if she gonna look at you and talk about what you're missing that somebody else she used to deal with has, that's not your woman. You gotta move on. That's a bad situation, because you can be pressed into making a bad decision, like slapping the wrong dude. Like, I mean, I think Will slapped a 57-year-old little bitty frail comedian dude, and that's probably who he could get away with it with. Because there's some dudes out here, even in Hollywood. Imagine if he'd slapped Wesley. But Wesley's skinny as hell now, but he probably would still whoop Will ass.
Wesley still know that shit. Like, Wesley used to study capoeira or something like that. Yeah, fuck him up.
Earl Henny said, one thing I can say is, if I go to a Chinese restaurant, give me some shrimp fried rice, and shrimp fried rice. Only you don't see me, some shrimp fried rice, and only you don't see no blacks working there unless it's Wong's Walk. So we need to stick together. You're true. So he's saying, when you go to like a Chinese, Wong's Walk, actually, there's a black woman at the one up here on Appleton. She mean as hell too. Horrible customers. Come on, baby. Like, damn, you ain't even Chinese, man. Fuck about here.
Hey, dig this, man. Hey, dig this. I don't want the Chinese people don't eat the food they sell us, first off, right? When you go to the Chinese places where they cooking that shit right there, they don't eat that shit. I'm not finna go to a fast food restaurant, Chinese restaurant, right? And think this shit is even better.
Right. No, I shout out to OJ, because I gotta give OJ cracks me up. Y'all better watch OJ, man. I used to listen to OJ in the morning, man. When I first get up, it'd be like, instead of the Breakfast Club, I would listen to OJ because he cracks me up, right? And like, so I was listening to him this morning, and he was going off, because OJ was the first one, like, you know how OJ's like, you bald head hoes talking about you got alopecia, ain't nothing wrong with your ass. You wore bad wigs, you don't have too much weave in your head. OJ had sisters pissed the fuck off. So every time he went like that, I jumped down because I wanted to hear, like, let me hear it. OJ, motherfucker, you slap me. I mean, you got to, if you don't listen to OJ, please check it out. He's hilarious, man. But he was talking about like alopecia. He was going hard on the bald head girls and shit, man. And so I said, man, it's all this time. Heaven knows how many people have had alopecia and they've been dealing with this, but vitiligo is the same way, because we call Michael Jackson everything except for a child of God, and he had vitiligo. We kept, that motherfucker don't want to be black. He bleached his skin. We didn't care about his condition and none of that. Like, we've always gone hard on people. So my thing is this: if you bald headed, you got two choices. You can either cover your head when you go in public or be like, fuck it, right? But if you choose to be like, fuck it, then you can't get mad if somebody say something about your head, right? Like, so if you out there, oh damn, dog, look at young Kojak sitting there. You can't, oh damn, you hurt my feelings and have your girl. How many girls would have went up there and slapped another female for their man? That's what I want to know. While sister's talking, like, how many of y'all getting up there going with Nicki Minaj said something with Remy Martin? Probably for Papoose, because him and Will almost the same. Remember, I called Papoose a cornball, and women like attacked me and like hijacked our show, Kamar.
Hey, yeah. Hey, I remember. I think Remy Ma might go up there and slap a motherfucker for Papoose, though, man.
Yeah, she would.
She just got off paper. Her ass ain't doing shit.
I think she went to shits. I think she shits, right?
That was probably a bad example.
Yeah, she would.
But she probably would. Right? And I know
he rolled her.
He did it for her too. He just slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. Nah, he wouldn't do shit. They some Hollywood Negroes too. They know how to get this money, man. Y'all know what's coming out now too. I notice more and more. I don't know if y'all keep up with. I keep up with bullshit. I told y'all I'm like a cheerleader for foolishness sometimes. So I'm on YouTube. I usually like watch all of the YouTube shows and everybody. So I watch all of the Tupac death conspiracies and all this like gangster chronicles. That's my soap operas and shit. That's why I cut my little comment short about people watching like Black Ink and all that, because I'm like, dude, you spend endless hours watching YouTube.
Hey, you peep the shit with Mace and Pierce?
That's what I was going. Yeah, that's where I was going, because in these conversations about Tupac's death and Biggie's death is a lot of detail about what was going on Death Row Records and what was going on Bad Boy Records and how artists were treated. And like so many people come out now and just talk about, lately it's been Puffy, about over the years how many people he screwed over and how, and like he portrays himself one way, but behind closed doors he's just this kind of snake-like person. And I don't know any of it to be true. I mean, I think if in the business you sign a contract, you sign a contract. Like it wasn't his fault you didn't read your shit, or you didn't really, you was concerned about making a song. So, but with the Tupac shit, a lot of the East Coast, West Coast, Tupac, Death Row shit, I hear a lot of shit now that makes me think Puffy was way more entrenched in bullshit behind closed doors. And people thought like Tupac was crazy, like, you know, oh, why is he ranting on them like that? Without really having no idea that behind the scenes, like this motherfucker's a whole kind of factor in New York, right? Like, and he's knowing what's going on. He's shooting little shots at you, and they got their movement. And you find out that his bodyguard killed Suge's best friend, and this is how the whole shit starts. And I'm like, dude, no wonder this motherfucker almost always smiling and laughing and dancing and shit, wearing glittery clothes, because he's trying to fool you.
Hey, look, after you just found out that he done took your publishing and signed his son name on your shit, so your publishing is his son's shit. You know what I mean? Like a lot of that shit coming out too. You know what I mean? He was doing a lot of artists like that. They was talking about Gene Deal. He was talking about how Biggie found out Puffy was doing that with his song. So with Junior Mafia, Biggie started writing them songs and signing his daughter name.
Right.
So Puffy was mad, and that's why Puffy was even at the Quad Studio, they said, when Tupac got shot. Because Puffy was spying on Biggie, trying to see if they was on some bullshit.
Yeah. And so it's a lot of shit that, and real, like, y'all motherfuckers too old. But yeah, no.
No, I'm listening. I was just watching some shit the other day when they was interviewing a couple of the cats from the band and making the band shit.
Yeah,
because they was you know, because Puff was having them do some wild shit, walk 10 miles to.
Yeah, they made them walk to the cheesecake. Yeah.
So they were saying that how that was just standard shit. Like it wasn't just Diddy. Like those were standard music deals that was fucking.
Right. But the expectation would be, if you were a brother, you ain't supposed to fuck other brothers like that. But business is business, like Kamar said.
Right.
Look at
T.R. That's what I was saying. You gotta take, you know, like some people, they take the emotion out of business. You can't really get mad at them.
She put up a long one. She said, Tiarsha Arthur, I always tell my sons, don't put your freedom at risk because a girl called you and say somebody call them out their name. Don't go up there fighting and getting an assault charge. Tell her to leave from there. Now you in jail and she's still out here doing whatever, in my opinion. That's not protecting her. There are many guys sitting in jail right now because a female called them, or they have killed a guy for giving his girl a phone number. That's not being a man, that's being a sucker.
No doubt. That's a whole different situation.
Great comments. No, I mean, yeah. Once again, it wasn't really about what he did. It was about how he did it. I guess that's to sum this whole scenario up. So we don't have to get into a philosophical discussion about whether or not black men protect black women or who's psychologically damaged because they had alopecia. Look, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and you know what that meant? That meant people talked about your ass. You got ribbed on. Like when I was growing up, we sat on porches and just ribbed each other for hours on end at a time, and nobody cared whether you was handicapped or you had a medical condition. Don't let you have a stuttering problem or something like that.
Hey, I got a friend. Hey, Kev, you know Buck.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I mean? Everybody's playing. Buck got his finger cut off, and to this day, we still crack jokes about that handicapped finger.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? That's just that, you know, back then that's what we did. You know what I mean? Them jokes cut low like that. Anything that was fucked up about you could get it. You know what I'm saying?
And if you got some kind of something that's wrong with you and you have a medical condition, you know, and you feel bad about it, man, you know, God bless you. But you know what? That ain't gonna protect you from the world, because you got to have thick enough skin, because you don't know what somebody gonna say. And when I was shouting out OJ, and one thing he said about us this morning, he shouted us out and he said, like, we do this show. And I know it's people out there who look and say, man, I ain't listening to the motherfuckers. Fuck them. That shit lame. I ain't watching that shit. That's fine. I'm under no illusions that everybody who watches the show or tunes in is gonna say, I like this, I'm watching this, I'm supporting this. That's fine. We've had trolls to leave comments and call in, but my understanding of this is I'm the one who put this out here. Like, if I didn't want people to say nothing about my opinions, I wouldn't say them on Facebook. I'd say them in private. Right. So if you put shit out here, you can't then, man, come on, why they always hating on me? Because you always saying some dumb shit on Facebook. Like, so I don't even worry about that. So when we start talking about people think Will is a punk and they feel like I do feel like he's a cornball. I feel like he's boys to men. You know what I mean? And I'll say that to anybody. Like, people always get at me like, why you don't like boys to men? I'm like, I just don't. So if that be like boys to men, but I wouldn't disrespect a girl and shit. So I don't even have no analogy for that. That's I don't even have a metaphor for that. I just don't like boys to men. Maybe I just wanted to put that out there. I've never damn. I hate boys to men. But yeah, man, Puffy. Now, did y'all see Mike Tyson in the comedy club, and the dude said something to him and he upstrap on Mike?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. See,
come here, man. Come here.
Right. And gave him a hug.
Mike's a gangster, man. You know what I mean? The brother was drunk. That's all, or nothing like that. He just wanted some attention, man. He wanted Mike to talk to him.
Man, listen,
he walked up to him, asking, telling him, man, I want to fight you, man, just for my credibility. I want to fight. He really didn't want to fight Mike. Don't nobody want to fight Mike.
That's the world we live in, where you see how Brody Mike is. Everybody know Mike will whoop your ass, but this cat's out here right now with that iron. Like, I ain't really worried about that, Mike. Like, you ain't, you know.
At all.
Huh?
I said Mike wasn't scared at all.
No, he wasn't.
I said Mike didn't flint.
Yeah, Mike. Oh, yeah, come here, give me a hug, come here. Right, you know. But I mean, it's dangerous though out here. So that's what I'm saying with the whole go slap him, baby. He disrespected me. You got to really be careful. We just went through this with DL Hughley, and over the last couple of years, there's been several instances where people have attacked stand-up comics on stage. Like, I heard Ricky Smiley telling a story about a dope boy who he was doing jokes about, and this dude upstrapped on him in a club somewhere and was like wanting to kill him. Like, so I'm saying, if you go around a comedian, expect some unpredictable behavior, because the one thing you can do to a comedian is heckle them. So if Chris Rock is doing these jokes, or any comedian for that matter, and he's disrespecting your woman, you as the man can say, woo, woo, woo. You can holler at him and distract the whole attention and disrupt his show. You don't have to go up on stage and slap the shit out of him. Now, if you feel like that's what you need to do, handle your business. Because when whatever charges you get, whatever repercussions you suffer from it, you've earned that. Just like people say he earned that smack. Well, you earned whatever. If they took Will a little trophy, you earned it. I hope you feel satisfied. I hope it was satisfying enough. Like, yeah, baby, I smacked the shit out of that dude for you. And I hope she do a red table talk about it and try to give Will some boosting, man. Because people always talking about he tries to make her feel beautiful. Is she trying to help him? Because she all on TV talking about he ain't good in the bed and he boring and all this shit. Like, damn, you made me do this shit. Like, I had to kick Webster or something. Like, so it's
Webster.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. We got to be careful, man. We got to learn how. That's what I'm saying. We have to learn how to deal with each other, man. Black men and black women. So, you know, they need to protect us. We need to protect them. It go both ways. And like Kamar said, it ain't all about physical. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's, you know, some reassuring type shit to say, you know, I don't want him to be disappointed, or I don't want her to be disappointed.
We protect each other's peace. I said we protect each other's peace. You know what I mean? We protect each other's emotional state. You know what I mean? You want your woman to be in the best emotional state at all times. That's gonna make your life better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can't have no man coming around disrespecting that. Cause see, that's gonna make her look at you different.
Right.
And that's why I say it ain't always about getting physical with a motherfucker if they get disrespectful. It's about understanding how to change that energy. You know what I mean? How to transform that, man. For real.
I'm laughing at
that's what it is. It's a bad energy, you know what I mean? And you got to learn how to transform it. If it's a situation happening, a lot of the time if you've been in that type of situation, you learn how to correct it before it can happen. You learn how to stop shit before it becomes an issue. You dig what I'm saying?
I just thought about something. This is the end of Women's History Month. And ain't it a coincidence that at the end of Women's History Month, a black man stands up and defends his woman's honor at the Oscar?
That could be another one, Kev.
Wow.
Like I say, this shit ain't real. This shit was staged.
Shout out to black women for Black History Month, man. Byron said it wasn't funny. I just think it. We was talking about it was staged, and it was. She said, "Thank Chantel Gwen." Let me put this up here before we get out of here. She says, "Thank you for the support and sharing this information. We've learned so much in the past 30 days that can help generations to come positive vibes, no doubt." And like I said, Chantel Gwen has these donor drives for Team Kaylin Strong, and just the awareness of like the whole sickle cell thing and aplastic anemia and all this kind of stuff that affects our babies, man. If we can create situations where there are resources where they can go and get some help, I really support that. See, I'm more about like when you say protect women and protect our families, I be on shit like that. Like, let's do shit so our kids can be in a better situation, or let's do shit so our quality of life can go up. It ain't really about slapping nobody at a French fry.
That's it.
Yeah.
We look at the women, we know how we look as a people.
Yeah, even though I'm with that shit too. Like, I like to see some bullshit. That's why I say, and I'm looking at this shit. Somebody answer this question for me before I go too, because I'm the hip hop snob. And I talk about rap music all the time. Who does anybody out there actually buy Jocelyn Hernandez's music? Like, I'm looking at, like, they're saying she had this hit when I will see that song as do it like it's my B-Day. I used to see that like in some movie.
Probably popping in Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and places like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I don't know nobody to listen to her music. I never heard nobody talking about her. You know what I mean? That's why I say she's popping somewhere. You know what I mean? Over there, probably.
And
in
so
that
the latest
community, I should say.
Latest on her is she has this show. This is how stupid she is. You have this show, and it's all super ratchet anyways. It's about fighting and shit, right? Like, so
Stevie J coming for you. He finna slap you.
It's her cabaret where it's all about strippers and shit. And so she had at her reunion show, she had all these girls and they were fighting. So they fought. They was fighting. Her man, all the girls on the show. She comes on and she said, "Yeah, I kung fu kick hoes over tables, and yeah, bitch, I kicked you in your fucking face, and I beat y'all ass. I was Incredible Hulking y'all hoes." And so now, like, they saying they're gonna shut her show down, and the girls are gonna sue her and sue the network, Zeus Network, and all this kind of stuff. So that's what I'm saying with this behavior.
Firecracker.
It's mental patient. You said firecracker. I say mental patient. Right.
They seen her on the reunion shows. How she turned up on a reunion show.
So she said she already got another show in the works. It's like, what? What's this? Oh, Chris Rock ribbed Whitney Houston about saying crack was whack, and Bobby Brown was king of R&B. I thought Jamie Foxx said he was king of R&B, rocks and blunts. Was that Jamie Foxx who said about Bobby Brown when Whitney Houston said he was the king of R&B? I could have swore that was Jamie Foxx, but maybe it was.
There's been a lot of jokes. A lot of jokes have been cut a lot deeper than that. You know what I mean? That's another reason why I say, man, it was staged, man. It was something to it. Kev, you just said it's the end of Women's Month, Women's History Month. You know what I mean? That could be part of the whole big demonstration right there. You know what I mean? That could be it. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I just think this shit was staged. There's too many different reasons why. Or, there's too many different things we seeing that's letting us know this shit can't be real.
Let's get ready to move on tomorrow and get back on business. And
Right.
we need to look at while everybody was big up in this sister who was elected Ketanji Brown to the Supreme Court. We was all big up in her. And I've said, well, she got a white man. So damn, once again, here we go with the bullshit. But then people are telling me, go and look up her record in her decisions against people of color that involve people of color. And they saying it's mighty Kamala Harris-ish. It's mighty compromising. Like she might be a whole Uncle Tom.
Hey, they also was talking about how she was lenient on sex offenders.
These nuts.
See, that's what I'm saying. So we got to be careful who we.
Be careful, women.
Yeah, man, we got to be careful who we throw our support. And just because you skin folk don't mean you kin folk. Really, tell these people about your books before we get out here and show them to them.
You know what? I just popped on my last couple, but man, it's a blessing. You know, got to up another case, but 12 Steps to Becoming Your Own Dope is available on Amazon. Just things I did to improve my mental health, my mind state. Cultivate self-love and an attitude of gratitude. And then I also got a gratitude journal, the multidimensional mindset gratitude journal. It's a 30-day challenge just to help you, cultivate a more grateful lifestyle.
Okay. Y'all get with the brother, man. Kamar, you got the specialty juice, the strawberry joint. You got the pineapple joint coming. I seen you announcing, man. Talk about it.
Man, yeah, we got pineapple samples down here, Meatless Mondays going out to everybody. So they getting their orders in for next Monday, man. I'm telling everybody, if you want to get this pineapple on this first day, man, get your order in early because this shit do sell out, man. When I did brought them pineapple joints, man, I'm telling you, I had about 20 gallons, man, and that shit sold out. And people were still looking for it. So if you make sure you get your order in by Saturday, you know what I mean? I can make sure you get your gallon because I'm only doing a certain amount. And after Saturday, you know what I mean? It's going to be by the wrap.
Okay. Well, man, support the brother. Support. It makes me very happy that people actually support.
You can get bottles also, not just gallons. My bad, Kev. You can get bottles also, not just gallons.
Everybody who comes on our show and asks for the community support to support them, I'm glad people really support them. Like that's the best thing about doing what we do, because it really ain't about no $1 million venture or nothing like that. But it is proof that Black people can communicate amongst each other and exchange information and support each other. That's why I say information gang / word mob. Tiarsha Arthur said, how much are the juices? See, you got another customer already. He gonna talk to you offline. Man. He gonna let you know and get you hooked up with. Fucking with Kamar, you get some sample bottles and all kinds.
I think we friends. Just inbox me, or my phone number is 414-949-2122.
Say that
just
again.
Call me 414-949-2122.
Okay.
Just call me, and you know what I mean, we can get your order together.
Right, man. Listen, the moral of the story is
y'all.
in several different ways to skin a cat, man. All I want us to do is stick together and let's stop coming down on each other so hard about shit that don't even matter. We got enough shit to worry about. We don't need to be arguing about every goddamn thing, man. Okay, you feel one way, I feel another. Let's agree to disagree, man. Stop it with the foolishness. Who is that?
Big Sec.
The one and only.
That's fine.
Like, who the hell is that? Yeah, man. So y'all support us, man. We'll be back on.
All right, now.
We'll be back on tomorrow night for the Big Black Sports Show, man. We'll be back Wednesday for Outlaw Radio, man. So until I see y'all again, peace and love.
Peace. Hey, I will not stop.